God So Loved the World is a central movement of crucifixion. It's full of emotion, but it's not a sad piece. In a piece like this, we need to keep the air flowing right through the phrases, especially the quiet ones. I would like you to try a couple of exercises to check this. Get a drinking vessel and a straw. Put 2 or 3 inches of water in the bottom of the vessel and then hum through the straw, making the water bubble. Be careful not to put the straw on the bottom of the glass. So hum the first phrase of God So Loved the World, keeping the water bubbling. So we go. So you try it. If you haven't got a glass or straw handy, you could do the same effect by just humming through puffed cheeks. Try that. Sing with relaxed jaw and tongue and keep your mouth open, especially on the first and last phrases. Because this is such an emotional piece, we can put over the emotion by varying the tone of our voice. During the quieter phrases, use lots of astronaut, sometimes called head voice, and then during the everlasting life phrases, introduce a lot of opera, sometimes called the chest voice. Practice by singing the first phrase and see if you can start with astronaut on God and then smoothly graduate to opera for world. So we go. God so loved the world. Try that. In the opening phrase, Stainer puts the emphasis on so loved the world. There wants to be a little incredulity and wonder that God should do this for us. So keep it to astronaut for the whole phrase. God so loved the world. During the first 20 bars, we become increasingly excited about the fact that if we believe, we won't perish, but we'll have everlasting life. Once we've sung the first phrase, introduce a little more opera into the crescendo. In bar 16, sopranos use the N of in and really work the diaphragm to negotiate that octave jump. So we go. Believeth in him. Everybody try that. Believeth in him, soprano part. Then we return to awestruck astronaut for should not perish. Then let the brakes off for everlasting life. Have everlasting life. And keep the vowel sound open on life. When we're back together, we need to live a balanced life here. The tenors and basses are on the same note. The sopranos duplicating that same note an octave higher. So the altos are the only people who have a different note. So we'll have to manage that. So let's go from the beginning up to there and see if we can get all that emotion in. Okay? Ah. For God sent not his Son into the world is quiet. The repeat is more affirmative and then returns to quiet for the last phrase of the section. This section requires a very relaxed jaw and tongue with energetic consonants and dwell on the quavers. So we go, for God sent not his Son into the world. So let's sing that. For God sent not. Condemn the world, make the vowels as long as possible and nurture the only semiquavers in the entire piece. Don't ignore them. To condemn the world. Sing from the end of bar 28, everybody together. Okay, ready? MF, ah. But that the world through him might be saved is the only phrase that is not repeated. It needs to be special. The three unison F sharps draw the listener's attention. You can make it awesome with lots of astronaut, long vowels and energised consonants. But that the world... Try it. Pronounce only one M at him might. Him might. Sopranos put the M on the C sharp. Through him might be. Right. Have a go. Through him might be saved. Sing the soprano part. Don't be too quiet. Remember that the next phrase, God so loved the world, is even quieter. So sing from bar 24 to 37. For God sent not, lots of astronaut, and the next 21 bars are the same as the beginning, except that the first phrase is a dynamic less loud, as I've already pointed out. That means that the crescendo will be wider in the second phrase. I also point out there's no marking louder than F in this movement. Don't shout at the audience. At bar 60, the sopranos drop out, the altos, tenors and basses crescendo, then the sopranos re-enter with the two highest notes of the whole piece. This superb writing means that we don't have to force the tone to make the desired impact. Just employ plenty of opera. Breathe at all the commas so that you have plenty of air to maintain the tone. There's a diminuendo marked through bars 65 to 7. Reduce volume a little, but don't alter the tone. Keep the opera in there. I don't think that the reduction in volume should be extreme at this point. So let's go from bar 54, should not perish. Should not perish? The piece ends with 3 repetitions of the opening phrase. They're marked to be sung with as little volume as possible. Here we need lots of astronaut, relaxed jaw and tongue, and energised consonants. Sopranos and altos in particular must keep the air flowing to negotiate the rising intervals. Find your glass and straw and hum the final 11 bars as quietly as you can while seeing the water bubbling. Alternatively, sing with puffed cheeks. Now sing it with the words. PP doesn't mean plainly pale. These 3 phrases are packed with emotion. Altos really enjoy those suspensions. Everybody set them up by nourishing the quavers. God so loved the world. Let's try that first one. Here we go. Let's do the whole last 11 bars. There you go. You're ready to sing it along with your chosen recording.